Okay. So then, if you just have your legs straight out in front, lean back into your hands, circle your feet round. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, we had quite a strongish class last week, go the other way. It's not going to be like doing nothing class this evening, but maybe a little bit more. No, I don't want to make any promises. Not as strong, shall we just say. Okay, and then bring your legs together. Keep your feet flexed. Slide your right heel in, but keep the toes pointing up. Yeah, and then turn toward the right leg. So you're going to bring your left shoulder and your right knee so they touch and hold around the outside edge of your foot. Twist in that position, keeping your heel on the ground. Push from your sit bones, lift up through your spine. Look over your back shoulder. Fingers on the floor to help you rotate behind. Make sure the knee and the shoulder don't fall apart, so keep them squeezing in. And then just start pushing your foot upwards into your hand until the leg straightens out, whatever amount you can straighten it. Keep lifting up from your lower back. If the knee needs to stay bent, that's absolutely fine, but you're holding the edge of your foot and keeping your shoulder as much as you can in line with the knee. Keep turning your left ribs, left chest round. Place the heel back down, release the foot, slide back around to centre, legs together. Left heel slides in, and then right hand comes around. Catch the edge of your foot and turn your shoulder inside your knee. See if you can get them to touch, your arm and your leg touching together. And close and press them against each other. Lift up from your lower back, sit long in your spine, and then if you can, you start to extend out the leg. And watch out for the leg, again, the knee gaping out. So try and keep the knee squeezing in as the leg extends. Pull on the foot to lift and lengthen through your right waist. Another breath, looking behind. Heel come back down to the floor, release, back to centre. Okay, and then take your purple block, lie down on your back, pop the purple block underneath your bottom to begin with. Just watch, when we come out of that, just so you know what I mean when I try and describe the next bit. When we come out of this, you'll be pushing the block away and you can use your feet to move where the block is and bringing your feet together on the block into butterfly. Okay, so first of all, pelvis on the block, legs straight, arms loosely overhead, they can be bent. You could have them cactus shape, or you could have them wide to the corners of your mat, or you could have them straight overhead, maybe thumbs locking together, whatever feels nice. Close your eyes, and we'll just have a few moments there just feeling into maybe what you notice your body might need this evening. Might be that you don't really know until you get going a bit more, but how did that first opening twist feel? How does this feel? What's your starting point physically? Feel your way into that. And then start to let your breath fill with more awareness as you breathe into the open spaces. Breathe your abdomen, your hip flexors long. Exhaling them fully. Feel the hip flexors lengthen through the exhale as well. And then slide your legs in so your feet are flat to the floor. Push the block a little further away and use your feet to move the block where you need it so that your feet are going to be on the block in butterflies. Soles of the feet together, knees open. Yeah, and now let your arms come down a bit lower so they're about the same width as your knees. Shoulders turn under, palms turn up. If it's too intense with your legs raised on the block, then you can either wedge your hands underneath your buttocks, underneath your outer hips, or you can take the block out. And try and feel again, you're steering your breath, guiding your breath to the inner thighs as you inhale. And when you exhale, let them become heavier, like your exhale helps you to release. Your inhale, like this vitality, expansion form of breath, and the exhale is the releasing, the surrendering phase of your breath. Surrender the heaviness of your body. Surrender whatever it is that you're holding on to that's not going to be helpful in your practice this evening. Leave the block there. Inhale as your knees come up to center. Step your feet on the outside edge of the mat so they're wide of the block. And then turn your right knee in. Drop the inner thigh down toward the block so it rests on the block and you're on the inside edge of your right foot. The left knee just stays pointing up. There's an internal rotation of your leg. So maybe you can get as far in as dropping onto the inner right ankle bone. Now rest your hands on your belly and just feel your belly rise and fall with your breath. A couple more breaths. See if you can really relax at the hip, down your thigh, into your knee. Relax around your buttock even where this rotation might be pulling on some of you. On your inhale, help the leg up by just pulling your hip toward the ground, slide that foot back to where it was, and then going with the other side, so dropping onto the inside edge of your left ankle, left foot. So your left thigh rests toward the block. You can always turn it a step higher if you need it to be a bit higher. Or if you can go lower than where the block is and it's actually stopping you from feeling anything, slide the block out. So the right leg is bent, knee points up, the left leg is bent and turned inwards. You might wriggle where the left foot is, maybe it goes out a bit wider, so the thigh bone points straight down. And a few more breaths, feeling the rise and fall of your belly be heavy and surrendering in your left hip. We're not looking to twist the pelvis, try and keep the pelvis as flat as is comfortable. And then on your inhale, the leg comes back up again, your buttock comes back to the floor. Nice. And use your feet just to move the block off to the side of the mat, so it's not in your way at all. Move your bottom a fraction off to the right, maybe a couple of inches to the right. Straighten your left leg. Bring your right knee in. Hold the outside edge of your right knee with your left hand and guide the knee across into a twist. So as your right leg goes over to the left, look to the ceiling or turn to your right ear. Right arm can be out straight or cactus shape. As you inhale, feel that light expansiveness in the breath, helping your hip float higher. And as you exhale, guide the knee down a bit further as your pelvis turns more into its side and your belly exhales and narrows. One more breath. Push down into your left elbow. When you inhale, push into the elbow to come up. Exhale, both feet flat to the floor. Move your bottom the same distance over to the left side and straighten your right leg out. Inhale, left knee in, hold it with your right hand. Exhale, twist, knee goes across to the right. Look out towards your left arm or to the ceiling. Same thing, you can have your left arm straight or you can have it bent cactus shape. Even though we're not in dynamic movement, feel the vinyasa of the breath helping you to make conscious movements, but also conscious adjustments. So the breath is almost like that instigates your bigger movements, but also the breath is that which instigates the smaller micro adjustments you might make. One more breath. See? Push down into your right elbow and then bring that leg back up, both feet flat to the floor. Squeeze both knees into your chest, Pavanmuktasana. Wrap your hands around your shins or wrap your forearms around your shins and then try and wriggle your bottom and your shoulders down. Tuck the chin slightly so that the back of your neck stays as long as it can be against the ground. Even though, because we've got the secondary curve in the cervical spine of your neck, which is where it curves off the ground, feel like you're trying to make it as flat toward the ground as you can. 2. Feet flex, toes to the ceiling. 1. Nice. Hold the back of your thighs. Kick your feet up and down a couple of times. And as you kick your feet up and down, start to rock on your spine. As you rock on your spine, you can either rock over crossed legs to kneeling or swing your legs round, come to kneeling. Be about in the middle of your mat. If kneeling's uncomfortable, take that purple block you've got, turn it onto its middle height and sit on that so the pressure comes out of your ankles and your knees and is on the block instead, only if you need to use it. Nice. As you sit down into kneeling, try and bring your thighs close together. Hands come to join in a prayer position. Lift your breastbone, and at the opposite end, drop your sit bones. As your sit bones drop, feel how the lower back gets longer, almost like it's kind of dripping down into your sit bones, your lower back dripping down, right down into the heaviness of your sit bones, and then feel your breath helping to inflate and lift your breastbone. Helping you to widen across the collarbones. One more breath before we chant Om. Breathing in together. Breathing out together. Breathing in with confidence. Drop your gaze down, blink your eyes open. Take your belt in your right hand. Straighten your right arm up in the air. Drop the belt behind you and hold it with your left hand and wriggle your left hand up to try and get your hands as close together as you can. And if your fingers meet, then it doesn't matter if the belt stays there or not, but you can get your fingers to link in. The left palm is facing out, your right palm is facing in. And then again, drop your lower back down into the sit bones and keep your breastbone lifted. Gaze straight forwards, even though your arm might be touching your head, try not to let your arm push your head forwards. Another breath there, feeling your right upper arm bone reaching up into the elbow. Release the left hand down to the floor, straighten your right arm up and come into a side bend. If you're in a high kneeling position, you can just slide your hand down the left leg. As you come into your side bend here, see if you can roll the outer right armpit back slightly. Go down a bit more by bending into the left elbow rather than shrugging into the shoulder. So elbow drops, shoulder drops. Right hand comes to left ear, bring your head up to center, relax the left hand on your lap and draw your head toward the right, soften your right shoulder and heavy in your left shoulder, heavy in your left elbow. Release, bring both arms down, push up to a high kneeling position. Step your right foot forwards, keep the block there. We'll be going back down to kneeling to do the other side, so leave the block there. And just lunge forwards until your fingertips touch the floor or until you're as close to your fingertips touching the floor as you can go, as you just let your arms dangle, keeping the chest up. So chest up and lunge down so your fingertips are getting closer to the ground. Firm your belly in, roll your shoulders back. Feel like your arms are trying to press to the back of the shoulder joints. Yeah, so roll your shoulders back, everyone, a little. That's it, yeah, arms to the back of the shoulder joints. Come back up, press through your front foot, bring your knees together, left foot steps forwards. Take the same lunge, keep going down until your fingers are moving closer and closer to the ground as you lunge down. Dropping through the tailbone, lifting through your breastbone. Again, try and feel the lower back dripping down toward the sit bones descending, breastbone ascending. Okay, straight forwards, collarbones wide as you lift your chest up a little more, Amy, and arms back slightly. Yeah. And then inhale as you come back up to both knees, back down to kneeling position. Sitting on your block if you need to, taking your belt in your left hand this time and dangling it behind. Catching hold with your right hand. And again, if you don't need the belt, you can get your fingers to link. Otherwise, keep wriggling your hands up the belt or down, both, to try and get them as close together as you can. And then feel how that left upper arm bone is trying to reach through toward the elbow. Last breath. Okay, and then release your right hand down, left arm straightens, side bend over. When we side bend, there's a tendency to look down, and sometimes that can be nice and helpful for various things, but for now, look straight forwards and try and keep the outer left armpit rolling back. As you side bend down, soften down into your right shoulder. Right elbow might bend a little, but try not to let the shoulder hunch up to your ear. Oops. Nice, and then come all the way back up, hand onto ear, left hand on your right ear, right hand rest on your lap. Thank you. Were you in the class when I fell over it? No. It was right next to Julie last time actually that I fell, so. Another moment there, just feeling that right down into the side of your neck. And then release. This time take your knees wide. If you're on a block, you can come off the block. Right fingertips behind you. Shift your left arm forward, so right hand behind. Left arm forward, circle round, and then push your hips up, look up. Lower your bottom down, retrace that circular motion with your left arm until the left hand is behind. Right arm comes up, look up. And then back down again, exhale. Inhale, swoop and lift. Exhale, swoop down, arm comes round in front, fingers behind. Inhale, press the hips forwards. Exhale, start to feel this vinyasa at your pace, so that conscious movement with the breath. We're trying to open out into the front of the hips, so when you reach back with your hand and you send your hips forwards, try and lengthen the skin down your belly, front of the pelvis, into your thighs. Feel your body finding openness, finding space. When you get into the movement, it's fine if you're not even fully looking at anything. Maybe the eyes are half closed. As you move mindfully. Move so it feels like it's a nice expression of opening into your body. Not having to look or address what anyone else is doing. Do one more of yours each way. Even if it feels like it might not look perfect, just make it feel perfect in your body. And then when you come back to centre, hands slide out in front and then shift your weight forwards. Come into a loose, floppy, upward facing dog. Knees on the floor and your feet are still wide. You're going to look, your feet are wide. Look side to side over your shoulder, down toward that back foot. And as you look towards, say, your right foot, feel the left hip dip. As you look towards your left foot, feel the right hip dip. So there's a little swaying in your pelvis. We're getting really long and open in the abdomen, the pelvis. Push the ground away with your hands. So again, we don't have any slumping in the shoulders. We've just got this nice slinky feeling up dog. And then when you come back through centre, bring your feet back together again, sit back to child's pose, body inside the open knees, forehead to the floor. And then come back up, step your right foot where your right hand was. You might want the block, take your right arm, left arm, which leg's for? Left arm up, drop the hand between your shoulders. If you need your belt, grab your belt or hook the fingers together. Lunge forwards, drop the tailbone. And try and get your arm just so it's almost supporting the back of your head a little and lift your chest more, let your head lean onto your left arm. Another breath there. Release your right hand down to the floor, left arm straight up, side bend over toward the right. You can put your fingers on a block if you need to. Lengthen, so as you lean over, the outer left armpit turns forwards. Your elbow straightens, your wrist straightens, your fingers straighten, reach. So your knee presses down and your arm reaches up. And just feel just gentle softness into the opening of your joints. Without feeling there's rigidness or stiffness there, but just a freedom you're finding. Inhale as you come up. And then let your left arm dangle down by your side. What we've got forward to the right leg. And then take both hands around toward the left waist and let your head fall toward the left. Fingers come down to the ground. Lift your back knee off the floor. Warrior one, plant your back heel to the ground. If you look at the back foot, it should be at about 11 o'clock-ish. Take your arms off the ground, and then we'll do what we did last week. Hold onto your hips and turn your hips. The front knee stays bending in line with your toes. Try and turn your pelvis more toward the right corner of your mat. Then put your left hand on your left ribs. Try and press your left ribs around toward the right corner of your mat. Keep the back heel pressing down. And then take your arms up, and once your arms lift, just let your upper body uncoil back to centre, but keep that feeling of the left side pressing round as you lunge into your front leg. So we're not actually turned to the right now, but there's this, if we didn't apply a little bit of awareness there, we would end up turning to the left. Last inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Let's step to downward facing dog this time. Lift both hips up. And if your dog wants to move a little, let it move a little. Your knees come down, left foot steps forwards where the left hand is. Make a generous stride, lunge forwards. You want to be in that position where the torso's upright, like where you were when your arms were dangling, back knee down, Tim. That's it. And then take your right arm up, drop the hand between your shoulder blades. So we're not leaning forwards, we're just having the torso in the upright position, make a connection. Use your belt if you need to. Feel with each lunge forwards, we're opening more and more into the front of the right hip. If your head can rest slightly on your right arm, lift the chest higher, let your head lean back onto your arm, maybe looking up slightly, adding a little bit more back bend. On your inhale, come up, left hand to the floor, right arm straight up and over. Fingers can go to the floor if or a block. As you reach up and over to your side bend. How's your hip feeling? Okay, good. A rest. Have you been resting it? Great. And then come up, and as you bring your arms down, you want your left hand to come across toward the right side of the waist and make a little bunch of hands together, and head falls to the right. Great, and then head back to centre, hands down, lift your back knee, position that back leg for warrior one. So the toes now turn into about 1 o'clock. And come up, hands on your hips, bend the front knee so it's following the front toes. And then press with your right hand, the right hip, trying to press round slightly. Keep the back heel anchored down. Right hand onto the rib cage and just feel your rib cage trying to press toward the left slightly. And then take your arms up, and as your arms come up, just let your torso rebound back to centre, keeping the heel down, but feeling that this right side is really trying to move into that forward angle. Bend a little deeper into your front leg, Leanne, just a little bit more. Just your legs don't need to change, but just bend it deeper. That's it.
I think I can tonight.
Oh, is it one of those? Yeah. Okay, last inhale. Exhale, hands down to the floor, lift the back heel, step to plank, downward facing dog. Look to the top of your mat, walk your way up. We'll go straight into Surya Namaskar B, so feet together when you come to the top of the mat, legs together. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold over the legs. Bend your knees, chair pose. For Surya Namaskar B, when you come into chair pose, legs are touching. Lift your arms up, bring your chest upright more and squeeze your sit bones, your tailbone down a little. Push all the way up through straight legs, arms come down by your side, look straight forwards. And let's do a Surya Namaskar with right leg leading and then a Surya Namaskar with the left leg leading. So you need to be forwards on your mat, brush the ground with your fingers, inhale chair pose. Exhale, fold forwards, hands to the floor. Inhale, flat back position. Exhale, right leg steps to 1 leg plank. Inhale, left leg steps to 2 leg plank. Exhale, lower. Let's go all the way to the ground on the first one. Inhale, lift to cobra, feet are pointed, shoulders roll back. Exhale, lower your cobra, tuck your toes under. Inhale, bottom towards heels, hover the knees off the floor like we did last week, and exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, ready for warrior one. Exhale, step right foot forwards, back foot to 11 o'clock. Inhale, arms come up, feeling that forward movement through the left side of your body. Exhale, hands down, lift the back heel. Inhale, step to plank position. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Inhale to cobra and shoulders roll back. Exhale, lower cobra, tuck your toes under. Inhale, bottom to heels, toes, knees hover. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, inhale, lift, left leg. Exhale, step left foot forwards, back foot to 1 o'clock. Inhale, arms come up, lengthen your breath so you get time to feel the right side turning forwards. Exhale, hands down, lift the back heel. Inhale, step to plank position, look slightly forwards of your hands. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor, keep the elbows narrow even though we're doing cobra. Inhale, roll shoulders up, keep the elbows bent a little. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, bottom to heels, hover knees, exhale, downward facing dog. Nicely done. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 2. That's it. Inhale, 1. At the end of your exhale, look forwards. Inhale, step right foot, left leg lifts high in the air. Exhale, step both feet together, fold over your legs. Bend your knees, chair position, legs are touching, torso as upright as you can. Exhale, hands either wide if you've got space or just straight down into prayer position. Second side, inhale, brush the ground with your fingers, chair. Exhale, fold forwards over your legs, let your head go all the way down. Inhale, flat back position, lengthen through the sides of your waist. Exhale, left leg steps back. Inhale, right leg steps back. This time let's try chaturanga. Spread your fingers, bend your arms halfway down. Upward facing dog, point the feet. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, inhale, ready for warrior one, right. Right foot forwards, turn the back heel to 11 o'clock. Inhale, arms come up, feel strong and well thought out through the finishing pose there, and then hands back down, lift the back heel. Inhale, step to plank position. Exhale, lower down, but resist the lowering, be strong in your arms. Upward facing or cobra, and downward facing dog. Left leg, inhale, lifts. Exhale, left foot forwards, back foot to 1 o'clock. Inhale, coming up, right side, following the right arm, up and round. Exhale, hands down, lift the back heel, and inhale, step to plank. Exhale, lower halfway if you can, pause. Inhale, upward facing dog, feet point. Exhale, downward facing dog, 3 breaths there. Or child's pose if you ever need a longer or a steadier rest than a downward facing dog. 2. 1. Let your head relax, Tim. At the end of your exhale, look forwards. Lift step left foot, lift right leg so you're in a standing L shape. And then feet together, fold over your legs. Bend your knees, chair pose. Hands to prayer and back to standing. Pause here, bring your arms down by your side. Fix your legs strongly into the bones, open up your chest. And again, we want to feel the lower back lengthening down toward the sit bones, down into your heels, and the breastbone lifting up wide across your collarbones. Okay, let's try a little standing twist here. So bring your hands onto your hips, lift your right heel off the ground, and lift your right leg up. Take your left hand to the outside of your right foot, like you did at the beginning. Lift your chest up a little higher. Okay, and then start to turn around toward the right. As you turn to the right, extend your right arm out behind. Your right knee will want to fall open. Squeeze your right knee in. It'll help you stay in the center for your balance. Keep squeezing your right knee in. Either stay there or start to kick out the right leg, keeping the leg into center. As you turn, open the right ribs wider. Squeeze the left inner thigh in. Watch out for that right knee falling wide if you've still got it bent. Come back to center. Both hands on your hips, keep the right leg there. If you can, extend the leg out. 3. Toes are pointed. 2. 1. Take a big step back with your right leg, fingers down to the floor. Wriggle your left foot just a slightly further over to the left, so you've got more train track stance with your arms. And then we're going to lift the left arm, so we're twisting now to the left side, right ribs turning toward the left knee. Firm your legs, squeezing them a bit more, and come up in a standing lunge twist, left arm behind. As you rise up, you're turning toward the left. Your left arm is out behind, your right arm is out in front. See if you can bring your torso up into the centre. Feel your right ribs turning forwards with your right arm, your left ribs turning back with your left arm. One more inhale. Exhale, right hand back down to the floor. And then take the left foot down the mat so you're in a side plank. Left arm is staying in the air. Look up toward the left hand if you can. Left foot in front of right foot or stack. Squeeze your hips up. 2. Push down from your shoulder into your hand. 1. Bring both hands to the floor and just go straight to downward facing dog. Another breath. Head between your arms. At the end of your exhale, look forwards. Step your right foot, left leg lift, standing L shape. Inhale. Exhale, foot down, feet together. Bend your knees, chair pose. Hands to prayer as you come to standing. Arms down by your side. Firm your legs, lower back long. Prepare for the other side. Lifting your left heel off the ground. And then left hand to left hip. Right hand to the outside of the foot. Your knee will fall out wide, so squeeze your knee in. Squeeze everything in like you're trying to really squeeze to a paper line thin centre. And then as you turn your chest towards the left and float your left arm out behind, be aware of your left knee falling out wide, keep squeezing it in. Some of you might then extend your leg out, kicking the foot into your hands. Keep turning. Right ribs turn forwards, left ribs turn back. Move steadily as you come back into centre, hands to hips, extend the leg. 3, point the foot. 2, 1, this leg's going to go all the way out behind. Big long lunge out behind, left hand to the floor, right arm up in the air. Squeeze your right hip in as you twist. And again, feel how your knee and your arm are coming close together so we don't get kind of shaggy in the pose where the knee and everything falls out. Squeeze in. Gather into your legs, feel the strength in your legs and come up into a twist in your lunge. So right arm pulls out behind you, coming straight up like you're hugging the right wall of the room. It is a little balancy to get up there. And see if you can bring your chest more and more back in line with your pelvis. And let your arm open because your chest turns more, not because you're pushing from the shoulder. Left hand comes back down to the floor. Wriggle your right foot down into a side plank. Right foot will be in front of your left foot. Or you can stack the feet if you prefer. Squeeze your hips up, away from the ground. Push the ground away with your hand and your feet. Almost like you're trying to arch from the floor. Last inhale. Exhale, both hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. So at the end of your exhale, gaze forwards, and then your inhale, step left foot forwards, right leg standing L shape. Exhale, fold over the legs, feet together. Bend your knees, brush the ground, chair pose. Hands to prayer position, gaze straight forwards. Okay, so balancing on your right leg again, lift the left heel, catch hold of your left foot, roll your shoulders back. Kick your left thigh bone back, kick your foot into your hand and reach forwards through your right arm. Keep lifting the back leg. See if that back thigh bone can lift a little more with the hip looking downwards. Inhale as you come up. And then hug the knee up to your chest. Cross your left ankle onto your right leg as you sit into a chair, arms reaching forwards. Feel your sit bones reach back, your chest and your belly lowering down. And lift the knee up as you come up to stand again, and then return your foot and your arms back down. Balance on your left leg. Catch hold of your right foot, left hand to the centre of your chest. Start kicking your right thigh bone back. Keep your hips square as you start to lift the right thigh bone, tip forwards from the left hip. Keep lifting the back thigh bone and arching your chest open as it reaches and looks forwards. Inhale as you come up, lift the knee up in front of you, cross your right ankle onto your left thigh, sit back, arms in front of you. As you sit back, feel like your sit bones are reaching to the back wall of the room and your chest and your belly coming down towards the thighs or the gap of the thighs. Avoid rounding the back and think more of a long straight back as it comes down. Lift your knee up as you inhale. Foot down, arms down as you exhale. Step your feet wide now, toes turn slightly out, hands into prayer position, and drop down into Malasana. Good, reach your arms forwards, start lowering your bottom down to the ground. Little bit of belly work as you lift your legs, hover your legs in front of you, bent leg boat pose. Squeeze in at your pelvic floor, hugging at the belly, and then try and lift and open your chest. Steady gaze forwards. Now you're going to take your knees wide, keep the feet together, and come down onto your lower back, but keep your head and chest lifted. Try and get your knees to slide up the back of your arms so your bottom comes off the ground. Place your hands flat on the ceiling and look toward the gap of your hands. Your head is off the ground, your bottom is off the ground, you're scooping and curling in your belly, and your knees are as far towards your armpits as they can go. Hold the back of your thighs, kick your feet forwards, back into Malasana, roll forwards, hands come back into prayer position. Lift your chest. Either repeat that on your back or watch first, because it's a little while since we've done it. You can put your hands to the floor and practice the same thing you just did there. Your knees on the back of your arms. You want to try and get them as far up the back of your arms as you can towards your armpits. As you come forwards, grip the ground with your fingertips. If you don't do that, if you do that, you've got more chance of balancing. And then you're just trying to bring your feet together so the toes come up and meet, close to your bottom. Very, very similar to the shape you just did on your back. But if you feel more confident doing it on your back, do it on your back. Hands to the floor in front, spread your fingers. Lift your hips, look just in front of your hands. Lean your weight forwards, knees pressing into the back of your arms, as high up your triceps as you can. Grip the ground with your hands and round your upper back slightly, like you're trying to push the gap of your shoulder blades broader. And then once you find your balance there, lift your toes up towards your bottom, toes touch. Keep your gaze slightly forwards, do not look behind your hands. 3, 2. Even if you just balance with your toes touching the floor, 1, feet back down, straighten your legs, hold on to your opposite elbows and take a little swing side to side. And then release your arms, come down onto knees and forearms. Take your purple block, put it between the L shape of your hands. So there's an L shape of your hand, and put it between the L shapes. And then elbows want to be in line with your thumb joints. Bring your elbows a little narrower than your thumb joints, and then when your skin slides, which it will on the floor, when your skin slides, your elbows will end up being in line with your thumb joints. And then lift a downward facing dog in that position. Nice. Keep pressing down through your forearms into the L shape of your hands. Can you turn your hands so they're flat, Sally? Flat on the floor. That's it, yeah. And see if you can send your hips further back so your armpits get longer. Chest is moving back toward the legs. That's your max point, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another breath there. Drop your knees to the floor. Bring the block underneath your forehead, so you've just got the block along your brow line. Arms by your side in child's pose, or your arms can frame the block, whichever you prefer, but by your side might be a bit more restful. And then just roll your forehead along the block. Have a little forehead massage. If it feels too intense on your forehead, then arms by the sides of the block is less intense because it'll bear a bit more of your body weight. Take your time, you've got about another 30 seconds, so if there's any like big crystal blockages you find there, then linger there, massage it like a masseuse would if they found a knot in your back or your buttocks or wherever. Super, and then remove the block. And shift onto your forearms again, you don't need the block this time. And instead of stepping to down dog, come to forearm plank. When you're in forearm plank, some of you might want to have your knees touching the floor for a slight lighter option, otherwise knees off the ground. Push out through your heels. And see if you can keep your hands apart like when you had the block, so that it gets you into a more open chest. When the hands start to roll in together, the chest starts to round up more and we get more collapse in the shoulders. So hands separated like when you had the block. A few more breaths. Just as you are there, but instead of being quite so rounded here, reach forwards a bit more with your breastbone. Not shifting forwards, but reach your breastbone out a bit more. That's it, that's it. So you're just a little bit too rounded, and then push your hips up a bit higher. There. Keep that. 2. The breastbone is slightly reaching forwards, but you're hugging the ribs in, so we've got a long, strong, supported spine. And then lower all the way down to the floor. Take your right arm out to the side. Lift your left leg and swing the left leg over behind you. So you're in broken wing position. Walking your left hand in front of you, in front of your tummy to support you on the floor, or take your left hand behind you, your choice. So your hand, yeah, that's it. You're not catching hold of the foot, Gary. No, let go of the foot, just let the leg swing round. This hand can either be on the floor in front of you as you turn, or you can put the hand on the floor behind you. There you go, that's it, yeah. That leg that's swung over, by the way, I know I say this every time you do it, but just so you know, it can be straight or it can be bent, whatever feels nicer for you. It can be on the floor, off the floor. We're just going to unravel that side, so now your left leg swings back round. Straighten your left arm out, look to the right. That's it, and then when we've got all that in position, it's just giving the right arm chance to relax. Then start to bend your right arm in, lift your right leg and swing it over behind. So look out toward the radiator, Amy. That's it, yeah. Other side. And we can be very different on one side to the other. So try and treat it like you haven't done the other side yet. So you're not expecting to do the same thing on one side as you did the other. Particularly in our shoulders and hips, we can be very asymmetrical. A couple more breaths there. If you want to go further, you just turn a bit further toward the ceiling. Great, and then unravel that back around onto your tummy. And slowly bring your left arm down by your side, forehead on the floor, arms long. Let's bend both legs in. Lift your head, shoulders and chest and see if in the lift you can catch hold of your feet. And then push your feet into your hands as you lift into Dhanurasana, bow pose. Soften everything around your breastbone so your chest is nice and open as you lift. Lift and expand through the chest. Do you feel even now on both sides, Anna? Yeah, good. That's really good. Last inhale. And on your exhale, lower all the way down, relax and push back to child's pose. Your choice of child's pose. If you want to bring the block in again, bring the block in again. If you want to take a tricep opener in child's pose, then take the shark's fin. Or any other variation that you think, that is what my child's pose wants to do tonight. Lovely. And then whichever child's pose you are in, release. Move your bottom off to the right. Bharavajasana, left shin in right instep. Left hand round to right thigh. Twist, look over your right shoulder. And let your left knee slide wide so the knees are apart as you twist. And let your left hip drop a little. Chin in slightly and look down as you look round. So your gaze is kind of going behind but slightly downwards. And then look forwards, undo and swing round to the other side. So now your right shin or ankle is in the left instep. And then your right hand comes round to your left knee or thigh. Breastbone up, your lower back dropping down to your sit bones as you twist. Gazing round and softening your gaze downwards. Inhale as you look forwards. Exhale, undo the twist and bring your legs round in front of you. Right, so we'll try a few things here. First of all, we'll do bridge with the block between our legs. Have your belt near your head or reaching distance as well. And pop the block between your inner thighs, probably that way, but some of you might want to be that way, one of those two. Arms down by your side, fingertips reaching towards your heels. If you've got long arms, you might even be touching your heels. And then inhale as you roll your bridge up, wriggle your arm bones narrow underneath, and then a little squeeze of the block as you lift. And if it doesn't feel the right distance, come down, change the angle of the block, and lift back up again. Yeah, see if you can wriggle your arms a little bit narrower, and then maybe as you reach your arms long and flat to the floor, you can press down flat through your arms, flat through your wrists, flat through your hands to lift the back of your chest higher. Feel your breastbone coming more and more vertically as your shoulders press further and further back towards the top of your shoulders. Last inhale. Exhale, roll down. Knees come towards your chest just so you can take the block out. Pop that to the side. Take your arms straight up in the air, palms facing away from you. Yeah, so you're looking at the front of your hands, the front of your wrists. And then arms narrow, so your thumbs are going to touch initially. Keep the elbows narrow and bend your arms 90 degrees. So now you're looking at the back of your hands. They're right in front of your face. Now you're going to take your fingertips and drop them down towards your forehead. So now you've got a 90 degree in your elbows, 90 degree bend in your wrist, and your fingers are pointing towards your face. The palms of your hands are facing the back wall of the room. Keep that shape with your arms and see if you can place your hands on the floor by the sides of your head so your fingers now are tucked more underneath your shoulders or close by your shoulders. The elbows will fall out, but try and be aware of not to let them just collapse out. Imagine the block between your inner thighs and lift up into your bridge. Roll back further on your shoulders. As you roll back further on your shoulders, you'll be able to get your hands a bit more firmly planted to the floor. Either stay there or press into your hands and feet. And just so you can come onto the top of your head and bring your elbows in narrow again. You've got that same angle with your hands, your arms, your wrists. Some of you might be able to push straight through your arms and come up into wheel pose. Otherwise, just stay on the top of your head or stay in the prep position, which is without the lift. Hands round that way. That's it. Okay, there you go. That's it. Make your way down. If you need to land on your head, do. Otherwise, just tuck your chin and roll your spine down. So tuck your chin in now. Tuck your chin in on the back of your head. Roll down, roll down. That's it. Knock knee to position. Feet wide, knees together. Relax your arms down. Hands can maybe rest on your belly or on the floor. Feel the rise and fall of your abdomen. Left leg flat, straight on the floor, right knee hugs in. Release your right leg flat to the floor, left knee hugs in. See if you can get the thigh to come close to your belly, the calf to squash against your thigh. Keep your shoulders wide. Another breath there. Release your left leg back down, bring your right knee back in. This time take your belt and put the belt around the sole of your right foot. Once you've got the belt around the sole of your right foot, left leg flat on the ground. Then start to purposefully push your legs straight. Let the belt slide in your hands if it needs to. Hold with both arms and let both shoulders relax down. Have even grip with each hand. Feel how the left thigh bone presses downwards and your outer right hip rolls toward the bottom end of your mat. So there's almost like the inner thigh rolls towards you. Soften that knee. While the leg is bent, you can put the sole of your left foot into the loop of your belt. And then straighten your right leg down on the ground. And then push your left foot into the belt as it pushes out straight. The left side will go shorter if you don't bring some attention to it. So right leg is down, straight down from your hip. And the outer left hip pushes away. So there's a slight inward roll through the inner thigh and an outward roll through the outer thigh. It's subtle, a bit like when we did the over-exaggerated twist in Warrior One. Make the movement, but then let it rebound into softness. Last breath there. And then bend that knee back in. Remove the belt completely. Take Happy Baby with both legs. And then you've got the block nearby. Pop your feet on the floor. Put the block underneath your bottom. Or underneath your pelvis, I should say. And then without using your arms, bring your legs back towards the Happy Baby position, but extend your legs out wide. You might need to adjust with your neighbour so that you end up with somewhere for your legs to fall out wide too. If you struggle to do that and you're just feeling you're having to grip in your hips, then go back to Happy Baby instead. And if you're doing Happy Baby, you don't need the block. 2 or 3 more breaths as you exhale. Let the inner thighs feel heavy as they fall wider apart. 2. 1. Bending your knees in, feet down. Take the block out. Roll on your spine up to sitting, and let's just do that last one in a seated position, legs out wide. And then bow forwards between the gap of your legs. Try and keep your feet awake and up. Imagine the block on the back of your pelvis, pressing your pelvic bone forwards, so pressing the sacrum forwards into your forward bend. And then make your way up and just come to a comfortable sitting position. And if you remember the mantra we sung last week, it goes Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sat Chitananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaye Niralambaya Tejase. Nice and easy and short. So we'll do call and response. And we'll stick with this mantra for a while. We have sung it a lot in class. Many years ago we had this as a regular mantra, so it might just be coming back to you gradually. Okay, so we'll chant one round of Om together first. Take a deep breath in. And then call and response with me. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Satchitananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Satchitananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Niralambaya Tejase. One more round. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Satchitananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Niralambaya Tejase. Join in or listen, just one round through. Come along if you're not sure still. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Take one deep breath in, one more round of Om, full breath in. And you can lie down onto your back and relax. Let your arms and legs fall open and freely. Palms turn up as your shoulders fall wide. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Bending in your legs, turning onto your side. And making your way up to sitting, hands in a prayer. A little bow of your head, bowing to the good within yourself, bowing to the light of awareness that each practice of yoga helps to strengthen and develop and spread. And bowing to that goodness, the oneness that holds us all in the same good intentions in the same space. The good in me bows to the good in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much and well done. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, if you can roll your belt up into the little sausage, that'd be great, thank you. And I will send an email out, but before I do, first of all, there are 2 weeks I'm away for. That will be the last week of March going into April and the week after. So 26th to the something else. We're going away on the 26th. The second thing is, so the next block will start after that. The second thing is, there's one room left on the retreat that I'm doing in September. It's the master room. I haven't advertised it yet, but it's just the only room that's left. So before I advertise it, I'll mention it in class, and then I don't need to send the email if anyone takes it. Well, I've got the dates a bit wrong. So we've got next week's the last one of this block.
Okay.
Then we've got another week before I go away. So that week will be the first of the new block.
Oh, right.
Then I'm away for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then,
That's great.
yeah.